Alright, let's talk about the TalDorei Council. But first, let me explain what it is, even though I know everyone just wants to know who's on it.
Every time you ask the question, one of them dies.
So the TalDorei Council is essentially the governing body of the Republic of Tal'Dorei. However, it wasn't always that way. It actually originated just to serve and counsel the sovereign of Tal'Dorei. That is until about 811 PD, when Uriel Tal'Dorei decided to step down as sovereign and instead have the Tal'Dorei Council as a collective govern the nation. So how does the council function? Well, it's essentially a three-tiered power structure, and the bottom tier is delegates. And each city within the Republic that has at least 5,000 members of its population gets to elect a delegate, and every 5,000 members thereafter they get to elect another delegate. And it's up to the local governments to decide how they want to do this. And essentially what the delegates get to do is petition the council and also draft proposals for the council to vote on. Also, Craghammer and Singorn are also granted one delegate each. The next tier up are known as ambassadors, and any city with a population of 20,000 or greater gets to elect an ambassador. Ambassadors sit on the council and have voting power. Additionally, the cities of Singorn and Craghammer have an ambassador, and also the Ashari have one. And that brings us to the top, the Masters of the TalDorei Council. Now, these members are elected by a popular vote consisting of all of the cities that have an ambassador on the council. And there are usually 6 positions for Masters. However, there is a 7th position, the Master of War, that is filled only during wartime. And that member is voted on by the Masters, the Ambassadors, and the delegates. Okay, so let's go over what each of the Masters is responsible for. And first up, we have the Master of Development, which oversees all the major construction in the cities of Amon, Western, and Kymel. Next, we have the Master of Arcana, which is essentially in charge of just keeping a watchful eye over the lawful use of magics in the nation. Next, we have the Master of Law, who enforces the law throughout the land, serving as a high judge on the courts and also managing the smaller courts as well. Next, we have the Master of Commerce, who is in charge of the economy, foreign trade relations, and also manages the treasury. Then we've got the Master of Information, who is in charge of all the foreign relations and also maintains a vast spy network. Following that, we have the Master of Defense, who is in charge of the Amon Guard and basically for maintaining peace and security within the nation. And finally, the Master of War, again a temporary position, but in times of war, is in charge of warfare and all strategic planning. Alrighty, y'all, this video is already getting pretty long, so I'm going to have to make a new video explaining who the members of the TalDorei Council actually are. So be sure to follow if you want to see that, or if you just like Critical Role content in general. And thank you again for your question.